If you think scheduling is just about finding an open slot on a calendar, you might be missing a billion-dollar problem that's hiding in plain sight. Today, we're going to dig into how autonomous AI agents are going way beyond simple booking links to solve the absolute nightmare of field service logistics. Let's get into it. So it all starts with a question that on the surface seems almost ridiculously simple. You've got 5 great technicians, you've got a list of jobs for the day. I mean, how hard can it really be to plan that out? Well, the answer, as it turns out, is just mathematically mind-blowing.
No, that is not a typo. That number is 265 non-jillion. It's a number so huge our brains can't even really comprehend it. And that's the number of different ways you could possibly arrange the jobs for those 5 techs. Trying to find the one single best path, that golden schedule, is literally impossible for a human brain. And that is the combinatorial nightmare that sits at the very heart of field service.
Okay, so this brings us right to the core of the problem, what we're calling the scheduling nightmare. And it really all starts with the fact that the main tool we all use to manage this whole thing, it's fundamentally broken.
Seeing your operation as just a simple grid of times and dates, that's a massive strategic mistake. It creates this illusion of order, right? But it's hiding the total chaos bubbling just underneath, this insane puzzle of who has what skills, their certifications, what the traffic looks like right now, which client is the highest priority, and what parts are on the truck.
And this slide just breaks it down perfectly. Older systems, they run on what we call hard constraints. These are totally rigid, yes or no rules. So if the one technician with a level 3 certification calls in sick, the whole system just breaks. It has no backup plan. But AI thinks in soft constraints. It's not asking what is possible, it's asking what is optimal. It can juggle dozens of different goals at once, like making sure a VIP client is happy to find the absolute best outcome, not just the one that checks a box.
And that's exactly why those old legacy tools always fail. They're completely blind to the bigger business picture. The second one of your techs gets stuck in traffic, the whole schedule just crumbles. And it forces your human dispatchers to play this endless, incredibly stressful game of whack-a-mole, trying to fix everything by hand and never even getting close to that perfect golden schedule.
Now, this isn't just some minor inconvenience. It's a massive, hidden drain on the entire business. Let's take a look at the real cost of this chaos, not just in dollars, but maybe more importantly, in the safety of your people.
All right, here's the first number that should really make you pay attention. According to the Aberdeen Group, companies are wasting an average of $12,000 per technician every single year, just on driving around unnecessarily. Now just multiply that across your whole team. The number gets huge fast.
This huge money drain even has a name, windshield time, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's all those hours your skilled, highly paid technicians are just sitting in a van staring through the windshield instead of being on-site doing the work you can actually bill for. It is, without a doubt, the silent killer of profitability.
And you can see here how those costs just pile up on each other. It's not only the lost revenue from billable hours, it's also the skyrocketing costs for fuel and for vehicle maintenance because of all those extra miles. But look at that last piece of the pie, the risk to your actual people.
And that risk is terrifyingly real. A staggering 42%, nearly half of all on-the-job fatalities in 2022 were vehicle-related. It's simple math. More time on the road, especially when a schedule is a mess and everyone's rushing, directly leads to more driver fatigue and a much higher chance of a catastrophic accident.
But what if you could solve that insane combinatorial puzzle in real time? Okay, so this is where we pivot. We're moving from the problem to the solution. This is where the AI dispatcher comes in. And it represents a giant leap from simple automation to true autonomous action. And listen, that's a key distinction. Automation just follows the rules you give it. Autonomy makes its own intelligent decisions.
So let's see how it actually builds that perfect schedule. An AI agent doesn't just find a blank space. First, it analyzes everything about the job: the technical needs, the client's service level agreement, how important they are. Then it matches all that against every single technician's skills, their certifications, even their past success rates on similar jobs. After that, it predicts, down to the minute, how long the job and the travel will take using live traffic data. And finally, it crunches millions of options to find the single best assignment. And it does all of this instantly. So yeah, this isn't just some minor upgrade. This is what people are starting to call the agent force era, We've officially moved beyond software that just helps a human do their workflow a little faster and into a new world of autonomous agents that can make these incredibly complex, optimized decisions all on their own. So, what does this new era of intelligent operations actually mean for the business? Let's talk about the new bottom line. Let's talk about the real, measurable return on this investment. The data really is compelling. A massive 88% of companies that adopt this kind of tech report better asset uptime, which means less costly equipment failures. And 75%, 3/4 of them, see a big jump in first-time fix rates. Why? Because the right technician with the right parts shows up every single time.
But here's the reality check of where the market is right now. Most companies, over 60%, are still just kind of playing around, trapped in these little siloed pilot projects. Only about a third have actually started to scale it across their business. And that top 6%, the high performers, they are the ones getting these absolutely transformative results. So the question is, which group do you want to be in?
When it comes right down to it, here's the bottom line. On average, companies see a 25% increase in the number of jobs their teams can complete every single day. That's a massive boost to your revenue capacity, all without having to hire a single new technician.
Now, getting there requires a real strategy. So for our final section, let's talk about how you actually move from just a plan to full production and how to build your own autonomous advantage. First off, you've got to be realistic. This isn't something you just flip on overnight. A proper custom AI deployment is a serious strategic initiative. You're looking at a few months just to get a basic proof of concept working, and probably closer to a year for a full-scale, deeply integrated solution for a complex company. And as you go, you absolutely have to avoid these 3 critical pitfalls. First is the data trap. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. Bad data just means your AI makes bad decisions only thousands of times faster. Second, the over-automation fallacy. Don't try to automate 100% and cut out your human experts. And finally, the gap between theory and reality. A perfect schedule is worthless if it doesn't account for real-world stuff, like finding a parking spot.
The best way to approach this is with the 80-20 rule. Automate the 80% of scheduling that's routine and repetitive, and that frees up your human experts to handle the complex 20%. The best way to think of AI is as a powerful exoskeleton that makes your team better and stronger, not as a guillotine that's there to replace them.
Ultimately, the takeaway here is crystal clear. This technology is way beyond the what-if phase. The companies that have the vision to build and deploy these autonomous agents today are the ones who are going to set the rules of the game, the standards for efficiency and customer happiness for the entire next decade. Which really just leaves one last question for you to ask yourself about your own business. Is your operation truly ready for the Agentforce era?